Hi everybody! Today we're going to be talking about how to calculate the area of an irregular polygon. Some review before we get started. What is an irregular polygon? Well, a regular polygon is one that has all side lengths are the same and all angle measures, interior angle measures are the same. So for example, a square, because all of our side lengths are the same and all of our angle measures are the same. Another example might be a hexagon that looks like this, because all of the side lengths are the same and all of your interior angle measures are the same as well. An irregular polygon, on the other hand, is one whose side lengths are not all the same. So maybe that as a quadrilateral, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, but obviously the side lengths and the angle measures are not the same. Or something like this as a hexagon, 6 sides, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but the side lengths are different and the angle measures are different. Another quick piece of review that you need before we get into calculating the area of an irregular polygon is just how do you calculate the area of a regular polygon. So for a regular quadrilateral, or even for a rectangle, we do the length times the width, and that gives us the area, the inside of the rectangle. Area equals length times width. Sometimes we call those base and height. So the area is the base times the height. That's how you do a quadrilateral. For a triangle, we need the base and the height measurement as well. For a triangle, you would multiply the base times the height, which would give you the area of this rectangle. But you don't want the entire rectangle, you just want half of it, because we are only interested in this triangle here. So base times height divided by 2 gives you the area of the triangle. You could also write that as base times height times 1/2, or some people write 1/2 base times height, 1/2 base times height. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you could write it. Okay, but the concept is the same. This is also true, remember, if your triangle is not a right triangle. So in this case, the height of the triangle was one of the sides of the triangle. That's not always the case. In this type of triangle here, we have a base. This side of the triangle is not the height of the triangle. You'd have to draw an imaginary line coming down perpendicular to the base. That would be your height. You'd still use base times height divided by 2 as your area formula. Some triangles have a height that is outside of the triangle. So here we have a base. Again, this side here is not perpendicular to the base, so it is not the height. We have to drop an imaginary line down here. That would be the height of our triangle. And we could still use base times height divided by 2. Okay, so all that being said, let's talk about how to calculate the area of an irregular polygon. I'm going to draw one here, and it may not be entirely to scale. We're going to call that 4 feet. We're going to call that 4 feet as well. We'll call this side length 7 feet. Call this line down here 8 feet, and we'll say that it's got this crazy slanted side here. Okay, so in order to calculate the area of a figure like this, you have to decompose it into some shapes that you do know how to calculate the area of. So when I look at this, I see a rectangle. I'll use a different color to show what I'm looking at. And a triangle put together to make this strange shape. Okay, I know how to calculate the area of a rectangle. We just reviewed it. Base times height, or length times width. In this case, 4 feet times 7 feet. So 7 feet times 4 feet equals 28 square feet. So that's the area of this orange rectangle here. Over here, my triangle, it's a little bit trickier. I don't have a base for my triangle or a height for my triangle, but I can use some logic to figure it out. I know that from this point to this point is 8 feet. Part of that is equal to what is at the top of this rectangle, 4 feet. So I know from here to here is 4 feet. That must mean that what's left over from here to here is another 4 feet. So now I know that the base of my triangle is 4 feet. And then I can figure out the height in a similar way. I know that the entire height of the figure is 7 feet. 4 of that feet are taken up here. So from here to here is 4 feet. That must mean that from here to here is 3 feet. And like I said, it's not to scale, obviously, because that looks a lot bigger than this space. But now I have a base and I have a height. And so I can use my formula that I'm familiar with, 1/2 base times height, to figure out the area of this triangle. 1/2 times the base of 4 times the height of 3, 4 feet times 3 feet, is going to give me 6 square feet. So now I know the area of this triangle, I know the area of this rectangle, I just have to add them together. 28 square feet plus 6 square feet, and I end up with 34 square feet. Just a comment on notation. We know that when we're talking about area, we always have square units, right? And so we can write that as 34 square feet as I wrote up here, or we can write that as 34 square feet as I did here. One common mistake that I see is this. This is a big no-no. This is saying 34 squared feet. Whatever 34 times 34 is, that many feet. That's not what we want. We want 34 square feet or 34 square feet.